How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at The Deep Dark, issue number 2. And this is one I was really glad to see on the store shelves. It had been a little bit more than a month, and I was worried that my comic book store wasn't going to be getting more of these. With indie titles, sometimes my comic shop just stops getting them, and that always bugs me. And then, of course, indie title, release schedule, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I was glad to see it there. I guess the release thing is because we got one guy working on this comic, David Sundra, doing an incredibly detailed job. So I could totally see why this takes a minute to make one of these. But as with last time, an impressive, clearly a passion project, and amazing art, really good, serious, and telling a very interesting story. Here we get a bit more motivation, explaining what happened in our lead character's past that's making them curious about the deep dark, why she chose to look for it, and I'll get more on that in a little bit. But then also her situation now. She's being held captive in the woods by the man who guided her there. But what did he really want, and what are his goals? Well, as the story turns a little bit more, we're getting a better idea as to what this book's actually about. Is kind of seems like a reinvention of a classic character, but the more I think about it, the more different it goes. But really, this is a case, I mean, especially with her looking like she died at the end of last issue, that just put me in a place where I'm like, I have no idea what story this book's gonna tell. I have to solve that mystery. And we get more of a piece, and it really was a smart idea not to tell too much of what's going on with this story, to give us piece by piece, let us understand this world. And yeah, no, this is a good issue with chunks of revelation without spoiling everything. I thought this was cool. But anyway, if you guys want to see a little bit more about this book, I definitely would recommend it. But I'm going to switch to the close-up camera, show you guys a little bit of that really amazing art, and talk a little bit about the story. I'm not going to be doing any major spoilers, but if you want to go just a little deeper, let's take a look at the physical release. So without further ado, to the close-up camera. Alright, here we are inside the castle, taking a closer look at Deep Dark number 2. And I have to say, right off the bat, take a look at that cover. Yeah, boy, that is eye-catching and striking and creepy and just great. We get the monster character going right at you. That's pretty cool. And a striking red this time around. So last time was blue, this time is red. I wonder if we're going to do a monochromatic motif or something. Back here actually uses comic art in the Source Point logo. $4.99, which is, you know, the standard higher comic rate now. I mean, some of them are even pushing $5. But this is a little longer. This book is 28 pages when a lot of comics are 22. So, yeah, okay, at least we're getting something extra for our money, plus a high-quality comic, too. 00211. Anyway, if we open it up to the front, we get a drawing of those fun plants from issue 1, written, art, and letters, all by David Sundra. Cool to see a one-man passion project. And we do get a little blurb about the Deep Dark. Not really a previously on, but hey, it is something. But then we find out a little bit through these dream sequences why she wants to find the Deep Dark. So this is in the past, and we see her mom, or grandma rather, her grandma's in the hospital, and she's repeatedly muttering to herself something about the Deep Dark. The Deep Dark will take her. The Deep Dark wants her. The Deep Dark of the totem, she said. And she'll say that over and over and over again. She asks the nurse, and the nurse says she's probably because of her weakened condition, not able to repress a traumatic event anymore, which that is a scary idea, the fact that, you would repress something and then not be able to suddenly, and that's your only thought, just repeating over and over again until you die. But there's another dream sequence later in this book that is really cool, where after the grandma dies, we find out that she went through all the estate, and now she has this little piece of paper, and it has a picture of her mother, who she doesn't really know much about, and on the back it says something about the totem, so yeah, a ton of incentive for her to go check things out. Of course, we get a very Carrie jump sequence at the end of that scene, and we're visited by our old friend the monster. But anyway, that's all dreams about the past. In the present, she, of course, will wake up screaming and realize that, okay, she's in a cage. That's not good for her. But also, her clothes are still torn, so the attack in the past did happen, but she's miraculously healed and not dead. Yeah, that is kind of something I was wondering after the end of the last issue. I'm like, are we going to get another main character or something? But no, she's more or less okay. Well, as okay as you can be, waking up in a cage under very mysterious circumstances. But anyway, the guide that dropped her off is there, and she's going to talk to him, and he's like, this has to be done this way. You don't quite understand, and they'll have a bit of a back and forth before eventually he'll say something along the lines of, it's time now, and some very interesting stuff happens. I won't say what it is, but it plays upon certain old horror tropes, but of course, masking them and not showing us them until right now makes it interesting. But B, it's not exactly the horror trope that you think it is. And it is a very strange, very creepy, dark, and extreme ending. Very much so that I had to make sure I cut the book well off before showing you guys any of that. But overall, man, just to see a one-man passion project that's a really good story, bunch of, mystery and stuff, but combine that with very good, detailed, technical art, got to hand it to him. This is a great book, and I hope it's selling really well, because, yeah, it is just a really quality product, and I definitely do like it, so would definitely recommend seeing if you can get your hands on this. Anyway, great stuff. To everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. How about a Source Point Press Comics playlist, where you can see my review for the last one of these, and also Colin Bunn's series, Nightwalkers, is in there. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.